What's up, guys? I'm all doged out today. Man, an epic pump. 150% at least. I mean, it depends. You're going against the US dollar, you're going against Bitcoin. Obviously, Bitcoin was way up, hitting $33,000. But the Doge, bringing it home. That is crazy. I don't know if Elon Musk is buying. I don't know who's buying. But if you looked at the volumes were up like 1,000%. Well, let me think about that. Yeah, it was like up like 1,000%, like the volume was. So unbelievable. Actually, like extremely kind of a lot of crazy things happen with myself and some of the Doge. But anyway, I got Doge in like 4 different places. So, yeah. Anyway, huge pump. I don't know where that really came from. Now, one thing that was happening that I noticed, so 16 Satoshis was always kind of like a bottom level for Doge, and it kept kind of hitting that. And I kept like looking at that and thinking like, man, like historically this should take off. This has a lot of potential that people are going to see this as relatively cheap compared to Bitcoin. And it's going to take off, and hopefully it can make up some ground. And it definitely did. It definitely made up a lot of ground, and hopefully you guys caught that ride. But I mean, it went all the way from like maybe 40th place on CoinMarketCap clear to like 25th. Some of the other assets were maybe sagging a little bit. Maybe some of the money went to Doge that was in like Monero, Zcash, and Dash. So I need to mention that Bittrex actually announced that they were going to delist those 3 for being privacy coins. Once again, Dash, Monero, Zcash. Now, am I ticked off about that? Yeah, for sure. I had abandoned the Bittrex account a while back because there was 2 shady things they did to me. So like 3 years ago or something, suddenly I sent money there. I sent Steam there. And then suddenly it was like, oh, no, you have to do KYC or, you can't withdraw anything. So I was like, basically my funds were held hostage, which is definitely the wrong way to go about it. You should basically, before you're able to deposit anything, it should tell you that, hey, you're going to have to do KYC either because, otherwise you're not going to be able to withdraw. But they don't tell you that. They try to like get you in there and get you trapped. Which is total BS. But anyway, Bittrex did that. Then a couple years later, I went to log in there. I hadn't used it in a while, and suddenly I wanted my social security number. And I was like, you know what? Forget you. We don't need you. And I am really getting ticked off of these centralized exchanges. So now it looks like I could not generate an address on Binance. And it's been warning me, as of a couple days ago, it popped up. Well, just honestly yesterday, and it was like, it seems like you're coming from the U.S., which I am, and I'd been using it, and there have been other people that were using it. We had not really been like quote unquote kicked off of the platform, so I kept using it and stuff like that, and I had transferred some funds through there just even like last week. But anyway, it looks like maybe Binance is finished at this point for me. HotBit was still working, but for some reason it wouldn't generate an address. I don't know what's going on with that. I've not tried to withdraw what I have in HotBit. Again, annoying, and I shouldn't have ever sent. I'm almost embarrassed to even mention it, but I think it's going to help you guys. Is stay away from HitBTC. I had said that before, and I broke my own rule, and I sent some Doge over there, and the same thing happened to me. Suddenly it was like, we need all this KYC stuff, and it's been this like long drawn out process. I don't want to say long, but when you're in something's pumping and you want to kind of feather out of it, or you want to try to accumulate more, because you all know if you set limit orders on the way up and it triggers out, and then let's say there's a big, red candle down, and you set other limit orders to buy it back and stuff like that, you can really end up with a lot more when this stuff's going parabolic, because people are going to come in and dump, people are going to be coming in buying, and if you kind of work that, you can end up with a lot, and then feather out or do whatever you're going to do, or just sit on like huge bags or whatever. You can end up with big bags. So that being said, mistake. HitBTC had stole my Ignis airdrop back in 2017 when NXT did the Ignis airdrop. They basically just stole everybody's Ignis. They just kept it. So we just never got it. They said they were going to airdrop it, to everybody's account if you had NXT, and they didn't. They just stole it. So I was absolutely furious, and I had used HitBTC one other time, and it looked like it was maybe in March, because I looked at the withdrawal, and I had used it reluctantly. It worked. Everything went smooth. And so their credit, I guess, like at the time, well, okay, like Doge is like, withdrawal fee is like 2.5 Doge. And you got to look out for that. Like a lot of these coins have like really high withdrawal fees. And so you have to look out for that. And so if you're going to go exchange to exchange or exchange to wallet, whatever, you could really get burned on those like withdrawal fees. So to me, the Bitcoin withdrawal fee is like, pretty hefty, I think, on HitBTC, and so is Ethereum. And part of that is because the gas prices and the fees are just getting so high and stuff, like network fees. So that being said, I went against my better judgment and I got HitBTC, and so some of the stuff is stuck on there, and it won't let me do trades, and it will not let me withdraw my own money that I just put on there. So, and seemingly you can't talk to anybody. Nobody knows who owns HitBTC. Like nobody knows who like the CEO or anything is. And again, it's been around. My account's from like literally like 2013. So, it just ticked me off. It like really ticked me off. Just like so frustrating. So anyway, it is what it is. Making other moves, and at the end of the day, I was able to make some moves, send a little bit to crack, and kind of feather out and kind of play around with it. Now, could it go up? Like, and that's another thing too. It's like people ask me like, oh, should I buy it, or where's it going to go, or can it get to $1? And it's like, well, if it goes to $1, then it's number one on CoinMarketCap. It beats Bitcoin, kind of thing. So it's like, no, I don't think it goes to $1. Can it go to 2 cents? Yes, absolutely. Can it go to 5 cents? Maybe. I mean, it could, so, and who knows how high Bitcoin goes. And so the higher Bitcoin goes, the higher some of these others can go. So you got to remember that. A lot of economic energy coming into the space. And if you look at the volumes are kind of low in comparison to the 2017, 2018 cycle. And a lot of that is probably because of institutional buying that is over the counter, because like Grayscale and all these different entities that are buying like large sums of Bitcoin, they're not hitting the order books. They're buying it and it's over the counter. And so it's more of the retail orders that are going to hit the order books. And the fact that it's thin, and remember last time, the whole boom was kind of led by retail investment. This time it's being led by institutional investment. The retail people aren't really there yet, guys. That's the crazy thing. And there's like about 4 or 5 things that I've identified that really tells me that your everyday kind of noob getting into crypto, the retail people are not in yet. So once they get in, sky's the limit. So it's really going to get crazy. Really going to get crazy. So anyway, that's that, guys. What are you guys seeing out there? I mean, seeing some opportunities. Polkadot was pumping again. And you know, but this Doge pump was just absolutely unreal. But that is historically kind of a common thing. Alt season starts with the Doge pump. So all roads lead to the Doge. Invoke the Doge. Do what you got to do. So, and this definitely allows me to play some quote unquote catch up if everything goes right with this, you know, Doge situation. And hopefully HitBTC comes through and gets this corrected here real soon. And, you know, that the value compared to Bitcoin is still in a very favorable spot. Can kind of feather out and kind of manage that. Obviously, I'm not going to sell out 100%, clearly. So anyway, guys, see you later. Have a good weekend, and I'll keep making my videos.